and good morning everyone. Thank you for attending this meeting. Okay, today we are here because JP Transport have a problem because of higher driver turnover rate, which is it will affect our costs and the service quality.
HR data shows that most drivers leave because they feel unmotivated, heavier workload, and they didn't see a long-term future here. This has disrupted scheduling and increased pressure on remaining drivers.
Okay, today we will discuss how to increase driver motivation and using the practical behavior strategies.
As a senior driver, I've seen many of my colleagues resigning before because this job are physically demanding, risky and stressful.
Exactly. I'm so exhausted. It's just long hours and stress every day. I don't see things getting any better here.
I understand your concerns because fatigue and stress can create safety risks and eventually reduce motivation. This both shows that intrinsic and extrinsic motivation problems. Competitive pay is really important. Drivers likely stay if their effort is recognized.
Yes, it's true, Miss Aisha. A lot of drivers from your company are leaving because the slightly higher wages from the other company.
But if we increase the wages, it will increase our company cost.
It's true, but high turnover cost is more. We can introduce drivers to short-term bonuses like monthly reward to drivers stay.
Exactly. Getting those rewards make us feel more appreciated.
Now our company have a major problem here. There is we have a significant issues among our drivers. So we must find a new career path for our driver.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to feel like I'm just stuck in the same spot forever.
So our company must offer the training and progression there is. Driver must learn with a senior and supervisor.
That also makes the workplace feel more inclusive and supportive, which improve loyalty and commitment. Safety is essential. Long hours, fatigue, and traffic hazards can increase stress and accidents. What do you think?
Yes, it's true because better vehicle maintenance are very essential for the driver, and the realistic schedule also can help to reduce the burnout of the driver.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. The safe and supportive workplace will increase the motivation and the retention.
Time flexibility can improve motivation. Drivers should have options to choose either shifts that suit their lifestyles.
Yes, exactly. That will help my work-life balance and reduce stress.
Whereas the employees are far more engaged and committed.
Job redesign is feasible. According to the demand resource theory, high workload reduce engagement and less balance with job resource.
Okay, right now, what should we do to redesign the job?
We should increase autonomy, provide a clear feedback, rotate tasks, and reduce excessive workload.
I agree with Ms. Howard. Mr. Daniel, I think more control over our work can reduce the stress of the driver in your company.
Assalamualaikum. At the first point, we could also try to bimodal design approach using AI tools like route optimization and automate documentation to help. This will reduce mental pressure and scheduling conflicts.
So, we agree we will do the pay for the driver, the bonus, career development, safety, and flexible and job redesign.
Yes, this strategy tackles both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation.
Yes, if
those initiatives are implemented, the driver will stay.
Honestly, we will finally feel motivated and valued.
Okay, then we move forward. Motivation is the key, not just a theory, but it is a solution.
Driver turnover is a serious issue because it increases recruitment costs and reduces productivity. To reduce turnover, companies must focus on motivating employees to stay. In this presentation, I will discuss two effective options: competitive and fair pay, and opportunities for career development. The first effective option is competitive and fair pay and rewards. Drivers often face long working hours, physical fatigue, and safety risks. When they are paid fairly according to market standards, they feel valued. In addition to basic salary, performance-based incentives such as bonus for safe driving, punctual delivery, and fuel efficiency can further motivate drivers to perform better and remain with the company. This option is effective because financial security plays a major role in employee retention. When drivers feel they are fully compensated, they are less likely to leave for another job offering only a slightly higher salary. Competitive pay increases job satisfaction, loyalty, and reduces turnover intention. The second effective option is providing opportunities for career development. Many drivers leave because they do not see a future in their current role. When companies offer clear career paths such as senior driver, supervisor, or trainee positions, employees are more likely to view their job as a long-term career rather than a temporary position. Career development can be supported through training and certification programs such as defensive driving courses, vehicle maintenance skills, and leadership training. These programs help employees improve their skills and feel that the company is investing in their professional growth, which increases motivation and loyalty. This option is effective because it fulfills employees' need for self-improvement and future security. When drivers see opportunities to grow and advance, they are more motivated to stay. Career development reduces turnover caused by career stagnation and increases long-term commitment to the organization.
To reduce driver turnover and increase employee motivation, one of the most effective options is creating a safe and supportive work environment. Drivers face high levels of fatigue, stress, and traffic risks every day. When a company invests in safety equipment, proper vehicle maintenance, health support, and reasonable delivery schedules, drivers feel that their well-being is genuinely valued. Supportive management such as approachable supervisors and open communications also help reduce workplace stress. When drivers feel both physically and psychologically supported, they are more likely to stay with the company. Another effective option is providing short-term incentives to motivate drivers. Short-term rewards such as monthly cash bonuses, vouchers, or small non-monetary reward give drivers immediate feedback that their efforts are appreciated. Unlike long-term incentives that may feel distant, short-term incentives keep drivers motivated on a consistent basis. When drivers can clearly see the rewards for their hard work, they feel more valued and engaged. In conclusion, combining a safe and supportive work environment with short-term incentive is an effective strategy to reduce driver turnover. This approach helps lower stress and fatigue while maintaining motivation, encouraging drivers to remain with the company in the long time.
Now we continue with the next point, which is build an inclusive and supportive work environment. An inclusive and supportive work environment is a workplace where employees from all backgrounds are feel treated fairly, feel respected, and receive organizational support which help them find the meaning in their work and increase motivation and commitment. The most effective option to increase employee motivation and reduce driver turnover is JP Transport can create and strengthen an inclusive and supportive work environment, especially for the non-managerial and lower status employee such as driver. These include fair treatment, respect, and organizational support in daily work practice. Why do you believe supportive environment will be effective? This option will be effective because research show that when JP Transport employees experience inclusive diversity environment, they gain a stronger sense of the meaningfulness at work. It will increase motivation and reduce turnover intention. Inclusive environment help employees feel valued and supported, encouraging them to respond with the loyalty and better performance. Studies also find the supportive diversity environment are linked to the lower turnover and higher performance, especially among marginalized employees because they receive more positive impact from the organizational support compared to the higher status employee. Besides that, increasing driver wages are also effective way to reduce driver turnover because wages is the key role in the driver's decision to stay or leave a job. Increasing wages will be effective when wages difference between the driver who stay and who leave will be represented. The minimum additional pay required to encourage driver to remain with the company. If JP Transport increase the wages to meet this minimum level, drivers are more motivated to remain with the company. This is important because the cost of increasing wages can be lower than the cost of high turnover, such as hiring, training, and replacing a driver. Therefore, paying the higher wages can help companies keep the experienced driver.
Okay, next. We often think of flexible scheduling as just a part of employee, but as you will see, it is actually a core driver of organizational stress and strategy agility. First, let's look at the human element. Time flexibility boosts employee motivation. When we empower our staff with control over their own schedule, we see a direct correlation with higher job satisfaction and morale. Furthermore, this reduces turnover rates. In today's competitive market, flexible work arrangements are no longer optional. They are a key factor in retaining our top talent and significantly reducing the high costs associated with recruitment and onboarding. Moving beyond the individual, flexibility increases our adaptability to workplace demand. It creates a more fluid environment that enables the organization to adjust strategies quickly. As our internal requirements evolve, a flexible workforce can pivot without the fatigue of rigid traditional structures. Finally, time flexibility contributes to our strategy agility. This is our high-level capability to stay ahead of the curve. Specifically, it improves our ability to identify major shifts in the external environment more effectively and relocate our resources rapidly to new course of action when opportunity or threat arise.
Okay, in this section, I'll be talking about employee engagement and retention. One of the key challenges organizations face is the gap between management perception and the reality experienced by workers. To truly engage employees, management must bridge this divide by listening closely and aligning workplace practice with actual employee needs. A practical way to achieve this through job enrichment method. By adding variety, autonomy, and significance to roles, employees feel that their work is more meaningful and rewarding. This not only increases satisfaction but also strengthens their commitment to the organization. Another important approach is applying the job characteristic model. This model emphasizes designing jobs that naturally motivate employees by focusing on elements such as skill variety, task identify, and autonomy. When these characteristics are present, workers are more likely to feel empowered and intrinsically motivated. Finally, meaningful job design plays a crucial role in reducing burnout. When roles are structured truthfully, employees experience less stress and exhaustion, which improve retention and build a healthier, more productive workforce. Job rotation is a management method where employees are moved across tasks that require similar skills. This approach diversifies their work experience and helps them gain a broader understanding of the business as a whole. It also enhances human resources flexibility and strengthens employee knowledge. Though it does come with challenges such as training costs and a temporary drop in efficiency. From a strategic perspective, firms often face a choice between rotation and specialization. These two models represent different ways of matching workers to jobs, and both can be profit maximizing depending on the situation. Rotation, however, becomes especially effective when the productivity gap between trained and untrained workers is small. When there is greater uncertainty about future job continuity, or when seniority wages rise steadily over time.
In my opinion, job redesign is feasible in this case to reduce employee turnover. Firstly, job redesign can be implemented by managing job demands and workload. Job redesign involves changing how a job is structured to improve employee motivation and effectiveness. The journal mentions that job demands weaken the relationship between job resource and engagement when workload is too high. This shows that if employees are overloaded with work, job redesign will not be effective. Therefore, organizations should redesign jobs by balancing workload and reducing excessive job demands to prevent burnout and reduce turnover. Secondly, job redesign can also be done by enhancing job resources. According to the journal, job resources have a positive relationship with work engagement, which aligns with the JDR theory. When employees receive sufficient support, autonomy, and opportunities for development, their engagement increases. Higher engagement leads to better motivation and lowers the intention to leave the organization. Hence, enhancing job resources makes job redesign a practical way to reduce turnover.
For this case, job redesign is a feasible solution to reduce driver turnover at JP Transport. Increasing driver salary alone did not significantly reduce turnover, which show that motivation problems are not only related to pay. Job redesign focus on improving how to the job is through by giving employees more autonomy, responsibility, and meaningful work. By redesigning the job, driver can be given more control over their schedules and routes, which help reduce stress caused by long and irregular working hours. In addition, increasing task variety and providing regular feedback can reduce boredom and help driver feel more value. When employees feel support and have better control over their work, their stress level decrease and motivation increase. In conclusion, redesign can help JP Transport reduce turnover by improving employee well-being and job satisfaction, making it a more sustainable long-term solution compared to pay increase alone. Thank you.
Next, I would like to talk about bimodal job redesign approach. Bimodal means harmonizing top-down structure oversight with bottom-up individual initiative. What is meant by top-down structure? Top-down structural is where the management strategically integrates artificial intelligence (AI)
into work system using structure framework like smart work. Bottom up is where employees become a frontline employees by engaging in crafting, proactively modifying task boundaries, workflows and interaction with AI to better the improvement job quality. So what is the reason bimodal job the redesign is being approached? Well, it is because it better fit skill and survey roles, reduce cognitive load and driving stress. AI also can help drivers to strategize their route plan to reduce the time taken and reduce workload. For example, JP Transport can redesign by using AI-driven technologies to do route optimization system and automated documentation system, so the system can reduce cognitive load and driving stress. Next, I will talk about job redesign through the reshape role. What is reshape role? Reshape role is roles is rotating to different functions or expanding the scope of the current duties so that employees can gain a broader organizational perspective and a sense of continuous development. Broader shift in management dynamics, where the restructuring of work facilitates the transition of manager into mentors and mentees and coaches. So, what is the impact of the reshape roles? Reshape roles, the impact is employees can feel empowered through relevant development and equitable rewards, and the employees can be better fit the individual's strength.